Welcome back to the Battery Podcast. I'm Aidan.
And I'm Casey.
We are here on Victory Monday to recap, I'll say maybe the best win of the year for the Cannons, including the win over Philly. Um, that one just feels so fluky. This one, they had to work for it. They had to gut it out.
hmm
Came down to the wire, but I think a lot of their best players showed up, gave performances when it mattered most, and they came out on top. So what were your initial thoughts to the this win over the Outlaws?
Oh, it felt so good. Um, obviously we really needed this win. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that it was our best game yet this season. I feel like it was not just like maybe a couple of people carrying the team, but it was like just for lack of better words, a group effort.
Yeah.
And I think that like just we saw like more people stepping up and they really brought their fight. And I think that I just I felt like things were clicking and in ways that we've been waiting to see. Um, and I freaking am pumped, like coming off of that. I texted Lori Holman afterwards, and I was just like, "Oh my God, we're so excited for Boston weekend."
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was such a fun game to watch. I think last time, when the me, you, and Jack had talked about the game, I was I was not sure how it would go, like I said on the last episode, like Denver is a strong team.
hmm
They have a lot of really strong, great players. And I think we even talked a little bit about how we thought that maybe Pat Kavanaugh would like have a little bit of a vengeance, maybe. I didn't really feel like I saw that kind of performance from him. Not that he's not a great player, because he is, but um, I just had to bring that up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wasn't sure quite where to start. Let's start here.
Yeah, there's a lot of things,
Yeah, there is.
honestly, that
Will Donovan might be the Kavanaugh eraser, right? A week or 2 weeks ago, Chris Kavanaugh shuts him down for I think one goal. This week against Denver, Pat Cav goes for 2 goals, 1 assist, but both of those goals came when Donovan was not covering him. One of them was towards the end of the game when Zach Goodrich got switched onto him. I think the other one also was when Goodrich was switched onto him, unfortunately. It was when and Connor Kirst, I think, got a. Oh no, that was Bernhardt who he pushed in the back. But yeah, so the goals that Pat Kavanaugh had came when he got away from Will Donovan. Will Donovan also had three caused turnovers in the game. That is, I mean, now I wish there were more Kavanaughs still in the league to that he could, 'cause if he can do that. Hopefully, it's
Mhm,
not just people named Kavanaugh that he went to college with, right? Like, we want, I guess we're not going to play Philly again, but like, if he can do that to Sowers, if he can do that
mhm,
next week against Schellenberger, like, who he should have matched up with, because Schellenberger graduated in 24, Donovan in 26. So, they at least were on the field on rosters at the same time. I'd have to go back and look at how much Donovan played during those games and who he was matched up with. But like, I mean, this is the performance that shows like why you are a professional player to shut down, explosive. I think last year when Boston and Denver played, Pat Kavanaugh had 5 points. I believe it was 3-2. Um, and that was definitely a game that he wanted to prove something, as did I think all of Denver.
mhm,
Um, so to shut him down that way, where really like, and we can talk about this, maybe the biggest negative, like Brennan O'Neill definitely had a good day for Denver, but basically no one else did. I mean, Boston, if you look at the offensive stats, the defensive stats, like Boston had a better day pretty much across the board. Just to say that. So Coulter Maxey
yeah.
led the way with Boston, 5 points, 2 goals, 3 assists. Brian Kelly, 3 goals, 1 assist. Jack Regneri, 2 goals, 1 assist. Marcus Holman, 1 goal, 1 1 point goal, 1 2 point goal. And then looking at the top guys for Denver, you had O'Neill with 3 and 2, Dalton Young, 4 goals, career high for him. Pat Kavanaugh, as we said, 2 and 1. and then Logan Wisnauskas 1 goal, 1 assist, and then Jake Pacino with 2 point goal. So like if that's the if 3 points from Kavanaugh, 2 points from Wisnauskas, 1 goal from Jared Bernhardt, like if that's what you're getting from three of the four, you got to feel pretty good about that. And then, Dalton Young, he's a great player, obviously, not necessarily the same caliber, same recognition as those Teforton guys, but he just popped off, and I'll say he got lucky with one or two of those as well that probably shouldn't have gone in if the defense wants back. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, just I just couldn't sing Will Donovan's praises enough after that because like you get to a
Yeah.
point where it's like the third quarter and you're like, oh, Kavanaugh has been like pretty quiet, and
Hmm.
we saw Donovan picked off some passes, like he came up with ground balls. Um, and I saw another player to gush about. Unless did you want to add something on or go somewhere else?
McMeekin had
Yeah, that's where
another
I wanted to
great
go next.
performance.
Yep,
Um,
64% against Logan
yep.
Weirman or Luke Weirman, sorry.
Hmm.
Also,
Yeah.
just want to shout out Connor Kirst won a face off against Weirman as well.
Yes, he did. So he was 50%.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I mean, I just continue to be so happy with what the change that we made. Um, I do want to say I don't know if we're going to end up talking about the Atlas game, but I do know that Tucci had gotten taken out or he took himself out.
He got hurt.
Yes.
Yeah,
So just want to say that I hope that he gets better fast.
absolutely.
Um, but back to the cannons.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, continue to be happy with the changes that we've made. Um, we are just like we're just finding our groove. Like we
Yeah.
have so many new players this year and rookies, and it's like the majority of them are really just like I don't know, they're just finding their way
Yeah.
a few games in, and it's so exciting to see. Um, we're still in the running for sure. Like it's it just feels so good um, to see us win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to keep talking about McMeekin for a second. So as we said,
Hmm.
64%, 18 of 28. He got his first career goal. So props to him.
Yes,
That
he
gave it
did.
a huge moment. The Cannons got 3 goals in like 35 seconds. He also
Yes.
got
Oh,
another
did you see
assist.
that post?
Yep. So now he's
Oh.
got 5 points in 4 games, I believe. Um, but more than that, like it also felt like every time because both Weirman and McMeekin are guys who like want to pinch and pop, like they just want to push the ball forward, pick it up, and run. Um, but when that didn't happen, it felt like it was always the Cannons guys going in there first. I thought Ethan Brawl had a great game off the ground. He had 6 ground balls, which is insane, and just speaks to what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Ben Ramsey was amazing off the faceoff wing as well, and Jeff Trainer. Um, and I think Connor Curse had a good bunch of those as well. He had 4 ground balls. Like it just felt like I don't know if it was each team's face-off strategy or if the Boston players were just faster than Denver's, but it was like any time that McMeekin or Weirman weren't picking the ball up cleanly, like it was Rawl or Ramsey or Trainer or Kirst coming in to pick up that ball.
Hmm.
And it was
Yeah.
like, and that's how you win 64% of face-offs. And you got to feel like that made a difference in the game, not only because McMeekin scored, and that was one of the 2 goals Boston wound up winning by, but
Yeah.
like they had the ball a lot more. And that feels really nice after, like Jack said in the last episode, like
Yeah.
Boston hadn't been above 50% on the season since 2019.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
What a yeah, it's such a huge turnaround and he's just getting started.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like you said, like our guys were right there to get the ground balls, um, which is another huge improvement, I think, too. Not a huge improvement, but an improvement, they're just everything is just working better,
Yeah.
I think. Kirsty, if we want to like pivot a little bit, um, Kirsty, we know he's my fave. Um, he was at I think 40%.
Yeah.
Um, and some most of the guys will say like it's never the goalie's fault. So I think that there's some improvements to be had there. but we know what kind of performance Kirsty can bring, and so not really too worried about that.
Yeah.
Um,
If it did feel like I was surprised to see that number when I checked the stats before we started
yeah,
recording. It really felt like he had done better.
yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
he made some important saves.
Hmm.
The two-pointer from Pacino, obviously it always sucks to give one of those up. But again, we saw like some of those goals that Denver had. Um, I mean, some of them are just Brennan O'Neill doing Brennan O'Neill things, and some of them were still like the defense. I think was even though they gave up 13, like had been
Hmm.
was improved across the board, but there were still a couple of those moments where like I remember Hunter Smith just slid for no reason and basically just left Dalton Young open on the crease. I'm like, well, that's a
Yeah,
shot that no one is expected to save. So,
yeah.
and there were another one or two of those where,
Hmm.
if those get taken away and then cursed instead of if he saves, um, what would be 20, 8 out of 19 would be 8 divided by 19. No, that's only 42%. But it would be no, 8 out of 18. I don't know. He'd be almost at 50 is the point.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
um, so yeah, that and I guess while we're on it, the other negative, obviously, Brennan O'Neill going for 5 points. After really shutting down Dylan Malloy, Owen Grant did not have a great game on Brennan O'Neill. Um, I think part of that, he's bigger, he's faster, he's stronger, he's younger than Dylan Malloy, so I can't really fault him for that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
To be said, that theoretically the only other time these teams are going to meet is if they both make it to the championship. Which,
I would like that game.
yeah, I mean, I think we'd all be entertained. That's
Yeah,
for sure. But Owen Grant would definitely have to do some digging to lock in. Also, just wanted
yeah,
to talk about McNaney, only 44%, and of
yes,
those, only 45.5% clean saves. So Boston did a great job,
yeah.
obviously scoring, right? Like they scored more goals, but getting some of those rebounds. And we could
Hmm.
talk about that weird like hockey goal that Brian Kelly
Oh
wound up
yeah.
having. Um,
Did he play hockey at any point? I was just wondering that as I was watching
um,
the game.
I don't know. I mean, you got to assume like there's such an overlap.
Yeah.
From Pennsylvania. Oh no, that is a different guy with the same name because he did not play in the MLL. Um, I mean, I definitely did that with my lacrosse stick a lot. If it
Hmm.
doesn't. Oh, he's from New York, upstate New York. That's right.
Oh wait, where?
Red Hook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like upstate, but any anything above New York City, I guess, is considered upstate.
Yes, New Rochelle is upstate.
Yes. Yeah. Westchester is
Yep.
upstate. Um, okay. Yeah. I don't really know that there's much hockey in that area, but either way,
Yeah.
yeah, that was that was fun, different.
Yeah. That was most definitely not a clean save. One of those, yeah, like more of like a bad judgment call by McNaney, where if he'd stayed in the cage or I guess even been a little bit more aggressive to like run and scoop it out. But um, actually, that
I'm
yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I'm really happy to see Brian Kelly continuing to like keep his momentum up there. I think, he had come out like kind of guns blazing a little bit. And then there was one or two games where he was a little bit quieter. I don't know about you, but I was kind of wondering like, oh, like, what is that going to look like? How's this going to pan out? But then he's just continued um, to show up and be continue to be a great addition
Yeah,
to so to the
it's
lineup.
it's almost like I don't know what the eligibility for either of these awards are, and I want to look it up, but it's like he didn't play any games last year. Like, could he be eligible for Rookie of the Year? or
Ah,
like could he get comeback player of the year?
mm,
But he's got to fit the definition for one of those, right? Like he didn't play
hmm.
at all. Like he played his first career game this season. I think maybe he was on the protected roster once or twice, but then
Well, last year, didn't so Jared Bernhardt, like however many years ago, I
oh,
don't remember the timetable. Right. So he was technically in the PLL, right? Like years ago, but then never played. And then last year he was considered it was considered his rookie year.
I think it's because I know with other leagues it's like over a certain age you're not eligible for the Rookie of the Year trophy, and I think it's the same deal with the
Mm,
PLLs. Like it had been X number of years since he was drafted, and so he wasn't considered a rookie for that purpose. Um,
mm.
but Brian Kelly was only drafted, or he wasn't drafted. He was only he graduated in 2025, so
Oh,
that would definitely not be an issue for him.
well, we'll have to look further into that and
Yeah.
give a little update when we have one.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it still would feel tough to it feels like unless Joey Spallina like doesn't score any points, it
Oh
feels like
yeah.
the league will want to give him that award. Uh,
Hmm.
Ryan Stein's also making a great case. Honestly, Andrew McMeekin, like it's hard to imagine a faceoff guy winning it unless he goes like 70% and has double digit points. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's got 5 in 4 games, so he's got 5 more games to get a couple more points. And yeah. Um, a couple other things I want to talk about, like
Hmm.
the Denver transition game had been such a huge part of how they were winning games. I think that's why Wisnauskas was so quiet, is because a lot of his goals had come in the fast break. Boston did an incredible job of shutting down Denver's fast break, like the clean save
Yeah.
percentage like we talked about, um,
Hmm.
slowing McNaney down. But it's like anytime and not literally anytime, obviously, but it felt like any if Boston didn't score, they still like they ended the shot clock with the ball like all the way behind the goal in the corner, whatever. And then they either got their people subbed on or the middies that were on were like hauling ass back to the defensive side of the field. Just like we are just not letting Ryan Terafenko and Jake
Yeah.
Pacino run a fast break, which was
Hmm.
amazing because I don't.
Yeah.
Tarasenko had 1 assist in this game. Pacino had the two. Obviously, that was a bummer, but like, I'll take that production probably from both of them. Zach Geddes, no points. Um, yeah, all the other Anderson, I think his goal was kind of in transition, but otherwise, it's like you see the Taforotan guys, you see Dalton Young, you see Justin Anderson, Jake Pacino, with a goal each, Bundy with an assist each, and then it's like basically nothing.
Mm.
So like the
Yeah.
they were saying it on
A
the
hell of a
broadcast.
game.
Yeah, to execute their game plan that well against a defense
Hmm.
that had done like some incredible things in the first half of the year. McNaney and the guys in front of him. I mean, the game they played against Maryland the week before the All-Star break was like a master class, just
Hmm.
shutting them down and yeah, Boston was able to. I Denver definitely made some changes at halftime, right? Because Boston had 9 at the half and scored 6 in the second half, which again you'll
Hmm.
take. But 3 of those came in pretty quick succession. Um, yeah, it was just a performance you want to save and you want to come back to. Like if
Hmm.
Boston's struggling at some point later this season, or certainly
Hmm.
if they wind up playing Denver again in the championship, like to look back on this game and be like, this is how we know we can handle this. Like if they can come up with obviously Denver's going to make some changes too, but like if they can come up with a plan
Hmm.
to contain Brendan O'Neill a little bit better, like this could have been bad for Denver. Um,
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to just say too, like Evan Plunkett, another game, no points. He had 4 shots, 1 ground ball. I know he has scored, but I think it's just 1 goal. I'm pulling up his profile now. Um, yeah, he has 1 goal, 3 assists on the season. He had an assist in his first game, 2 assists the following game against the Atlas. He had his first goal against the Chaos, and then no points in his most recent 2 games. So obviously not.
Mm.
he's still a fantastic player, and not
Hmm.
he can still have a very great career ahead of him, but
Yeah,
you
I
know,
think yeah, we see players that come in and they're just like hot from day one, right? But then there are times where players get a little bit of a struggle. You hope that the rest of their career won't necessarily look like it
yeah.
did for the first season or two for those who are finding it a little bit harder to find their place. Um,
And it's just tough
yeah,
for
I mean,
him being a service academy guy. Like, who knows if he's even able to play next year? And
mm,
with Denver trading up to take him, that's a tough look at, like, who wouldn't rather have Chad Palumbo right now, or Silas Richmond hasn't looked great either, but you still feel like Denver would probably find a way to make it work. Or who else was taken in the first round? It was Silas
mhm.
Richmond, and then Alex Ross, and then Palumbo, and I mean Ryan Steins, right? Who's the first pick of the second round. He's looked he's looked like probably the rookie of the year. Him or Palumbo or Spallina. Um, so yeah, just something I wanted
Yeah,
to notice, given that I think that was a kind of a surprising trade to happen during the draft, and then yeah, bummer. Hopefully he
to
does,
not pan out. Yeah,
yeah, through 4 games so far. But we'll see. We'll see where that
yeah.
goes. Wanted to as well give the update on the Marcus Holman goal watch. So he had a 1 and a 2, which puts him 17 behind Rabel for the all-time lead. So that is in 5 games. He'll need 17. Again, hopefully a playoff game as well will be included in there. At
Hmm.
least one. But um,
Listen, it could happen.
oh, absolutely it can. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I'm sure he would just tell you, and his dad and all of us would tell you, like, we just
Mhm.
want to win the game. If the Cannons win the championship
Right.
and Marcus doesn't score, that's okay. Um, it would be really
Well,
cool to see
yeah.
both of them. Yeah. But it's definitely not going to happen in Fairfield next weekend. It's probably not going to happen on the Boston homecoming either, unless he blows up in some game between now and then. Uh,
Yeah.
but we'll
Are
see.
you going to be there in Fairfield?
Yes, yeah. So, if anyone's listening to this and is also coming to the Fairfield game, please say hi. I'm sure I'll have some merch and some stickers and stuff to hand out. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, both the men's and women's team are going to be there.
yes, yeah. So, do you want to, anyone else? I mean, I wanted to say one nice thing about Graydon Hogg, and then you want to talk about the
Hmm.
WLL and the other games for the weekend?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just awesome to see, obviously, Hogg get the points after being so talked
Hmm.
about in the pick game. And even still, his goals came off the picks. Like, this feels like this is the 19-man lineup that Boston should be running with.
Hmm.
It's tough. Obviously, we hope Matt Campbell gets healthy again soon, and we could even see him next weekend. I'm really not sure who
Hmm.
to take out a lineup when that happens, because it can't be Hogg, it can't be Rigneri, it can't be um like, I don't, honestly, it's like between Mick Kelly and Connor Kirst, but then it's like, I don't know, that's not our job to figure out.
Right. Well,
It's a good problem to have.
it is. Yeah, I was going to say the exact thing. It's a good problem to have, but I mean, you take one person. I'm happy it's not my job
Yeah.
because to decide because you take a lineup, take one person out when Campbell comes back to put Campbell in, and then it's like, well, you run the risk of it really just messing with the flow of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you said, it's a good problem to have,
It is.
and thankfully, it's not our decision.
Yeah.
um, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited for Campbell to get back in there though,
Yeah.
whenever he is ready and healthy.
Yes, but not a minute before then.
Right,
Yeah,
because we'll
so
need him in the playoffs.
absolutely. Speaking of which, the Canada's chances of making the playoffs got a whole lot better because, man, did the Utah Archers kick the crap out of the Atlas,
Wow.
16-5. So
I That wasn't on my bucket list.
no,
I am ready to dive into this. I turned the TV on or the TV on. I turned the game on. I feel like I just aged myself.
Yeah,
Um, I turned the game on and it was like 10 to 2 or 12 to 2, something
somewhere
like
around
that.
there. Yeah,
I was like, wait a minute. I'm seeing that right? I was shocked to say the least.
yeah,
Um, what the hell happened?
yeah. This is. I do think it says more about the Atlas team than the Archers because we have seen this performance from them a couple times before.
Hmm.
Yeah, we'll say again. Well, Nathan the Liberty apparently was getting married this weekend, so congratulations
Yes.
to him.
Congrats to
Um,
him. So sweet.
yes, and I'm
I
sure.
also was like, isn't he 21? But I don't, he's not. I think he's a little older than that.
Um, Zach Tucci went 6 for 16, which is 37.5% before getting hurt. And
Yeah,
then the Atlas went 0 for the rest of the way. So that obviously did not help them. And you got to figure
right.
if Trevor Baptiste had been healthy this whole year, their record would look a little bit better. But like,
Yeah. And that must have been hard too for Trevor to be on the sidelines watching
yeah,
all of this play out.
yeah. I mean, their leading scorers, Trainer and Schellenberger had 2 points each. And then Dixon, Costabile, Kelleher, and Rambo had 1 point each. That was it.
Oh, Rambo got a point. I mean,
Yeah, goal towards the end. Like that has to be.
I don't
Oh
actually.
no, Rambo, sorry, did not get a point. It
Okay.
was just Dixon, Costabile, Kelleher. Yes, 2 goals from
Yeah.
Trainer, 2 assists from Schellenberger, and then goal from Costabile, Kelleher, and Dixon. Um, I mean, they just, and this is a very, very good Archers defense. We know that.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know what it is if it's losing Gavin Adler. Danny
Mm.
Logan missed a lot of time at the beginning of the year. Obviously, we said Baptiste already. Jeff Teat not being there. Um, like we thought the Atlas were so stacked, and like maybe it is Jeff Teat like just carrying it all on his shoulders.
Mm.
Because I did not think that they were going to fall off this hard. I'm grateful for it
Yeah.
because it makes it a lot easier for Boston to make the playoffs. New York is now minus 18 goal differential, and Boston is at 0.
Yeah.
So it's like if Boston wins this week, that basically gives them like 2 games in hand against New York,
Yeah.
which is we don't want it to come down to that, but it is a huge relief.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, wow. Yeah, I just was not expecting this for New York. Yeah, not at all. They got dealt a really crappy hand
Yeah.
for sure. But it's just what you do with it, right? And I think that they do have they definitely have great players on their team, but they have a lot of people who are out right now and they are left trying to figure it out. Um, and they haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
Maybe they will. Hopefully, for the Cannon's sake, they
Figure it
won't.
out figure it out in
Um,
August. Unless it's already too
right.
late.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's pretty unfortunate what they've got going on this
yeah.
season.
The other 2 games not as favorable for Boston. The Water Dogs take down the Redwoods in the first game of the weekend, basically just thanks to CJ Kirst. Like that
He's
game,
so good.
Boston losing to them was it 17-10 or whatever it was, does not feel as bad because it's like you just can't stop him apparently. He has 5+ points in every game he's played in. 6 goals in this one. Like he just does whatever he wants and it works. It's insane.
Yeah.
Um, and then the final PLL game of the weekend, the Whipsnakes beat the Chaos 17-10. I did not think it was going to go that smoothly for the Whips, right? Like they lost 2 in a row. They couldn't beat anyone on a
Hmm.
dodge. Like they couldn't draw slides. They couldn't do and they went right by everyone on. It was like 8-3, 10-3, like before you could blink in the second quarter. I gotta feel like Jack Rowlett getting hurt like during practice was a big factor in that, and hopefully
Yeah.
he's healthy very quickly.
What exactly, remind me what exactly he had hurt during
Quad
practice?
injury.
Mm.
So
That
probably not going to be
sucks.
ready to go in a week. Yeah.
No, that
That
sucks.
now puts
Yeah.
the Chaos out of the playoffs because their goal differentials, I believe, minus 13, with the same record as the Archers,
Damn.
plus 12, something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, it
I
is.
definitely, it's been a, honestly, now that we're, you know, are we like halfway in the season?
Yeah, this was game seven
Yeah.
for most teams. It was game six for, I think, California and Denver, or Philly and Denver.
Yeah. So now that we're halfway into the season, I think I just expected it to look differently
Yeah,
this season. One of those things being, I felt like the chaos were gonna be we're gonna have a better record.
me too.
Um,
Thought the Archers were going to be way worse.
yeah,
They'd
and
score
I
16
just
goals
never
over
want to
like,
see the whip snakes do well, so
yeah, somehow they have the best goal differential again. It's
piss me off.
infuriating. Yeah. Yeah, I mean Blaze Green
Oh,
got
excuse
pulled.
my language, sorry.
Yeah. They
Mm,
pulled Blaze Rudin in I think the tail end of the third quarter.
mm.
It was again not necessarily his fault, but I'm like, man, why can't we have a game like that against Blaze?
Right. I mean, Blaze went like 35%,
Yeah.
which is just not like a Blaze thing.
No.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So Cannons are back in the playoffs as it starts. Again, if they beat New York, they put themselves in a really good position with 4 games to go. Because
mhm,
that would necessarily put Boston at a plus goal differential and New York at least minus 19. And
mhm.
Boston would also have a game in hand. Boston would be 4-4. New York would be 3-5. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, and obviously the all the players will be fighting hard to make sure that that happens. In
When
possibly the least
is,
watched, this would be the least watched game of the year because it's at the same time as the World Cup final.
oh,
Yeah, I think actually it got moved back half an hour. No, this still says at 3 on the website. So yeah, both of them are supposed to start at 3 p.m. on Sunday. So um,
dang.
yeah,
I mean, I'd rather watch the Cannons play. So,
yeah. If certainly if I was not going to be there in person, I would be double screening it, or maybe would watch the Cannons
yeah.
and then I'd record it and watch the World Cup later. Overlap it a little. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll actually probably, yeah, I'll be double screening it. I think
Yeah,
I'll probably
it also
be
depends. If it's
out
like
somewhere watching the World Cup, but
yeah,
on
if
my
it's
phone,
France
I
and
will have
England,
the.
like I don't want either of those teams to win.
I'll take England over France.
Hmm. Yeah, it would certainly mean a lot to them. It's been quite a long time.
Mm.
All right, and then let's see. We had a WLL game as well. Maryland
Hmm.
beat New York 16-15. So New York, I mean, New York looked unstoppable in their first 2 games, and then they wind up
Hmm.
losing the other two. So they finished 2-2 with a -1 score differential. Boston's only played 2 games, so they're 0-2 with -7. They play Maryland, who is 2-1 at even. So Boston basically, I mean, they have to win both games, obviously, to have a chance to make the playoffs. And then certainly their best opportunity would be to have a better score differential than either Maryland or New York. So if they win both games by at least like 2 or 3, that would put them in the position. We can talk about the exact situation, but like if say Boston
Hmm.
beats Maryland by 3, then their differential would be minus Boston's would be -4, Maryland's would be -3. So then as long as they beat California at all, they would be in that position. California's score differential is +8, so even they are also 2-1, but I can't see Boston beating them by 15 to get in that way. Again, if they did that, they would still have to beat yeah, still have to beat Maryland to do that. So
Hmm.
um yeah, I mean this and I don't no, it would not be possible for them to make the playoffs if they lose. So it is a game that they will have all to play for Friday night.
Hmm.
Which we will be that one doesn't conflict with any soccer that I'm aware of. And probably some somewhere because there's just a lot of soccer in the world, but definitely it does not conflict with the World Cup. So
Right.
hopefully all your eyes will be locked in on that. We will have I think a
Yeah.
preview episode as well as we get closer to that.
Hmm.
Any other thoughts before we wrap things up here in Chicago?
I love to end things on a positive note. Not that what we were just saying was negative, but I was just looking at the some of the content that Charlotte North has been posting. She is such a fighter.
Yeah.
And she is just so strong-willed, and I love seeing the content she's been posting where she's been doing um she's been like modifying her workouts and things, still making sure that she's getting those reps in. So inspiring, just to be able to see into like a professional athlete's recovery and comeback. uh, Glad that she's posting that, keeping us all updated on a regular basis. We miss you. We
Yeah.
can't wait for you to come back. And yeah, I mean, she looks like she's just crushing her recovery time.
Yeah, it is really cool to see. Like, I had not, unfortunately, this happened to athletes pretty often, like an
Hmm.
Achilles tear. But we're getting like a much more, and maybe another athlete has posted this, but not that I've seen, like a very in-depth, like step by step, like phase of this
Hmm.
recovery. It's going to be really cool to see. Like, I don't know. I hope she or someone is like logging all of these different phases, and then hopefully next summer when she's back out on the field, we can like take a look back. I'm sure ESPN actually is logging this because they're prepping for her
Yeah.
to make her debut or her return
Hmm.
rather in 2027, and just take a look at everything, and honestly probably do a
Yeah.
similar doc that they did about like Xander Dixon. Um,
Oh yeah.
which
Yeah. They better be doing that.
yeah. So also like if you haven't seen the Xander Dixon like mini documentary,
I
definitely
actually haven't.
good watch. They do show the leg break
Oh,
similarly
great.
close
Because I
up.
need to remember that
Yeah,
again.
that was. But I mean, I think if you know it's coming, like
Yeah.
what scared us the most was the surprise of it, the shock of it. Uh,
Yeah.
and it's only a couple seconds, but yeah, it
Yeah.
good watch to hear how he fought back and
Yeah.
uh,
Because he came back like what felt like so fast.
yeah, September 15th or whatever, and then he was ready week one. And
Yeah.
he was on the sideline Champ Series without a cast, I
Coaching.
think, coaching.
Yeah. I think so.
So happy his team's not
Yeah.
doing well, but happy that he as a person is doing well.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. And we will be back later in the week to
Hmm.
preview that matchup with the Denver Outlaws, where the Cannons can do a whole heck of a lot to secure themselves a berth in the playoffs. The Guard,
The game
hopefully,
with New York,
yes.
not the Outlaws.
Sorry, yes. Already played the Outlaws. Yes. The Cannons
Check.
play the Atlas and do a lot to secure themselves a playoff spot. And the Guard will fight to keep their playoff hopes alive. But until then, go Cannons, go Guard.
Go Cannons, go Guard.
Boom.
Boo.